Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you feel nourished. Had something good to eat. I had a couple of blackened shrimp. Yum. Well, this is a remarkable day. This has just been an amazing day with such juiciness, such power, and I am absolutely delighted to tell you a bit about the keynote speaker up next. I first heard of Satyen Raja and Suzanne Raja when I lived in Edmonton for a few months, and a friend of mine, Anna Beaumont, was going to Vancouver every few weeks to attend a retreat. And I could visibly and feel the shifts in her as each time she came back from those weekends. And I knew that when I get to Vancouver, and I determined I was going to live there someday, I first checked you out, Satyen. You may remember that about 9 years ago. Anyway, you were the first person I checked out, so because I saw the power and the shifts in my dear friend Anna. So let me tell you a bit more about Satyen and Suzanne Raja. Satyen has transformed the lives of more than 100,000 students internationally. He leads private and group mentorships for top CEOs, high-impact individuals, and world leaders. From the truth of these experiences, his experiences, he ushers students into a profoundly enhanced sacred life of embodied love and wisdom. His beloved partner, Suzanne, is expertly versed in psycho-spiritual, tantric, and shamanic modalities. She helps women awaken, embody, and express their brilliance. Together, this couple is a powerhouse. They're a powerhouse. And they are so generous. If you check the website, sacredsexualmusicfestival.com, and look under their bio, under the presenters, they're offered a gift of Tantra training that you can download. Can you imagine, like, Indian heritage teaching Tantra? Wow, that's really beautiful. So look on the bio for the link and you can download it. It looks like amazing. I just listened to the beginning of it and it's absolutely amazing. I trust all of it. And it's a super gift. So I thank you so much. We all thank you for that generosity. So without further ado, let me just join our keynote speakers as they offer inspiration to open and transform your world. Please welcome Satyen and Suzanne Raja. Take it away.
So honored, Wendy. Thank you for such a beautiful welcome.
Well, happy Saturday, everyone. And what a
It's
Sunday. It's not even Saturday. It's
That's
Sunday.
Where time and space is gone,
right? Where am I? I'm caught in the bubble of this beautiful experience here. Thank you so much for your invitation and for your beautiful introduction for us, Wendy. And thank you for putting this on because this is so needed and it's so beautiful to have. I'm excited to dive in. I'm excited to share our experience, our practice, which is our daily life, and with you. So, and I'm excited to share this with my beloved because this is how we roll. This is what we do, and this is our life, and it's such a joy. So, thank you.
Thank you, babe. So let's just dive in, shall we, and really get to the essence. You know, sex, passion, and enlightenment was the theme of today and this experience. And this is sourced in the ancient wisdoms of Tantra. And we've all heard of Tantra by now. Everyone here has some type of immersion and experience and such. And we need to honor all of that because for sexuality to go from, if you will, lower states of consciousness to higher states of consciousness, we need to cultivate higher states of consciousness and awaken the whole spectrum of us. And so Tantra, in the ancient ways of expressing it, there's many schools of Tantra, many philosophies, many ways, but the essence of my understanding is that it's about bringing the awakening of Godhead, divine nature, here, right here, in every moment, from taking a shit to making love, to making a home, to raising the kids, to running a business, to adorning yourself, to making love, of course. And why the focus on making love for all of us? Because it's a passionate, heated topic. If our sexuality is flat and dry and not really full within our own being, the rest of our soul withers away, our bodies wither away when we're not fully in our sexuality. So we are going to be focusing on that today and taking you through Tantra, or what we would call naked Tantra. Tantra stripped of all the, if you will, imaginal aspects of it, and right down to pragmatic cultivations. All right.
Yeah. So really, why are you here? Why are you here? What is it that brought you here? What interests you in Tantra? What is the deeper calling within your soul that brings you here? This is the contemplation that if you want to take your sexing, your life union, into bring that to life, embody that and bring that to life, then it is vital that you check in with your soul's desire, and have that be the vantage point from where you're going to, and to bring alive.
So we're going to give you a simple pathway of 5 elements. Power, represented by the circle. Love, represented by the heart. Freedom, represented by a triangle, upward triangle, like a pyramid. Flow, represented like a downward triangle or upside down triangle, a yoni. And then wisdom, represented by a square. These elements, power, love, freedom, flow,
wisdom,
they can be shut down, closed. They can be in the state of ignorance, state of harm, trauma, all of these aspects within our being. And our practice in Tantra, you know, the way we look at Tantra is not necessarily as a healing art. And sometimes they're blending. In our school of philosophy, it's really valid and powerful to do much healing work, of which there are so many powerful healers and modalities. Our experience with Tantra, it is more of an art, an artistic form, a way an artist would express with their partner, with love, with life, with all of existence. It's making love. It's fucking with reality, but not in a negative way. It's actually like allowing reality to penetrate you and yourself to be actually widened and penetrate back in a sea of infinite exchange. So it's enjoying the play of our union arising as 2 or more.
and fully and completely. So the way that we do our art is there's no reservation. We don't hold back any colors. We don't hold, when I say colors, I mean, you know, if you're an artist and you've got all the paints and you've got all of we don't hold anything back. There's no pensiveness. It's completely giving all of you, as if this was the last moment that you had together. This is the last moment that you had to experience with anyone, and that it was fully given, completely, 100%.
And that represents power. Power is the circle. When we're not in our power, we're within our shells, our false identities, within our ego reactivity, out of our meekness or out of our aggrandizement. We're trying to be more than we are, trying to be less than who we are. But when we're just who we are, and we love who we are, and we own and we love who others are, and we see others are, and then true power comes from, in a partnership or more, whatever your relationship style is, we go through a very powerful way to take our power from just me to we to something even beyond. And this is a very powerful exercise you can pick up. We'll demonstrate for a minute. Okay. So
First, an honoring of each other.
Tell me something we're here for. That's not what I want, what she wants. Tell me something we are here for. That's true power, enlightened power.
Something we are here for is to unleash ecstasy in the world.
Thank you.
Tell me something we're here for.
Each other.
Thank you.
Tell me something we're here for. It takes time to feel into the layers for yourself. There's more than just the surface.
To show what's possible.
Thank you.
Tell me something that we're here for.
To help awaken those who are serving many, to awaken and galvanize them.
Thank you.
So you see, the relationship goes from just, hey, what do I want in a relationship, and making a list of all the things you want them to fulfill and you want to get check fulfilled. That list never ends. We've been together 35 years. 35 years, started out in high school as friends. And so we've been practicing this, and the list every morning when you wake up, the ego wants endless things to be fulfilled, and it never freaking ends. There's a list on the fridge every morning. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. No, when you put passion first and what you're here for together first, you raise the evolutionary life force, you tickle it, you stimulate the Shakti, which then over sustained time stimulates Kundalini, Ma Kundalini, to say, they're here for more than themselves. Let me see what these people are up to. And then she starts awakening inside of your body and being. And then if you're listening and hop on her back, that goddess is going to take you to what's next.
Absolutely.
So then that comes what's next.
What's next?
Love.
Love.
Love. Sexual polarity is the desire between two beings or more beings, that turn on, that visceral turn on feeling. Infatuation is being unconsciously attracted to someone else's unconscious, your unconscious family dynamics.
That's unresolved.
That's unresolved. They're the one. No, they're not. No, I've been living with them for 12 lifetimes. No, you haven't.
I feel like I know them so well. Yeah, you do. You know them really well.
It's called mom, dad, brother, cousin, uncle, Ned. You know what I mean? So whenever you have that going up and down, be warned, it looks like love. You can feel like it. And then you combine that with sexual attraction. Oh, that's love. And it's not. Okay? If you've been caught in that trap, it's okay. What you want to do is get to real love, deeper love. So what love is this. Love is feeling the oneness that's already there. You're not trying to get to oneness. You can't force oneness. You can't break oneness open.
So for oneness, does everybody know what oneness means? Some of us don't. Some of us have known what that means. So oneness is a feeling of there's no separation between myself and my partner or anything else. Like it's not like I'm over here and they're over there. Suddenly the veils between, imagine there's a veil in between us. I'm over here, you're over there, they fall. And now we are completely there's no two, there's just one of us here. We both experiencing a sense of,
It's like love looking back at love. Yourself in another body mind looking at yourself in another body mind, feeling the whatness of what you are is the same, and yet the who-ness is so tantalizingly unique.
It's like you go to a beautiful place, a beautiful scene, let's say it's you go to the mountains and you're so in awe with the mountains. The mountains are just glorious. And you've gone from, I'm over here and I'm witnessing the mountains, and then suddenly something happens and it's no longer the mountain and myself. I have just dropped everything, and now there's just it's that moment. It's that we're all going for. That we're all going, this is what we're talking about.
The mind is dissolved.
There's no mind.
You could be in love with a lake, a scene, a favorite tree,
An animal,
a forest,
a puppy, a baby, something that, right? Okay.
Now, most of the time, the front of our heart is surfaced with tension and layers of stress, survival, and just having to do everyday work, which puts us in a sort of semi-distancing, unconscious to ourselves, armored layers over years. So the way to start melting and opening the heart is this. And we'll go back and forth. Be open to me.
So I could have been hearing sounds on the outside, and the moment that Satyen said, be open to me, suddenly I'm opening. Be open to me.
Let's be all open to each other. All open to each other, even though Suzanne and I are looking to each other. Be open to me. Now we're going to change it.
So what's happening for me is that I thought I was open to him, but there's so many aspects of him to open to. So when he said it again, I'm going deeper. I'm like, oh, another layer has fallen. I'm closer.
Be open with me.
Be open with me. So what's going on for me is I'm feeling his opening with me. So I'm not alone in this. We're doing this together. And you can actually notice it happening. You can feel it.
So you
Beautiful.
start with be open to me, and then be open with me.
Yeah.
And this opens the portals. Can everyone feel this already? How it radiates? Here's the beauty of Tantra. Your heart opening allows all hearts to open. Softens all the hearts around you.
And did you notice when Satyen said, open with us? So here's the good news, is that we as a couple are opening with each other. And you might be someone who's not in a relationship. And you might see a couple who are opening with each other, and you might feel, oh, I wish I had that. Here's how you start to get that in your life. And this is for everybody. This isn't just someone that's available. You open with them. Open with them. When you see love expressed, love being shared, open with that love that is within all of us, because we're one. And what starts to happen is you become a beacon of love. You realize that the very love that we have together is available. It's available for us. It's available for everyone. And when you open with love, you'll open with those who are in love, as open your own self up to that. So suddenly everything, not just a couple that's in love, maybe it's a moment of love between families. Maybe it's, you'll start to notice love and you'll start to open in love and open with love.
Beautiful.
So it's an opportunity for us all to raise the frequency of love. Do you see that? And do you see that if you're in a couple, you can include everyone in your love? And that's what we do. That is our, that is how we live, is to include as an example, so that your love is more than just for each other, but your love involves everyone, and you raise the frequency.
Yes.
You get it? Okay.
See, when love is so peaked in the moment of mutual orgasm or orgasm, the energetic tends to go inward in being because of the intensity of the pleasure. What we do is we fold it open and we feel the magnificence of all living beings. And we allow our ecstatic pleasure to go beyond and keep widening and widening. And we keep honoring all the bodies, all the beings who can't make love, all the people who are suffering, hungry, like all of that. May our ecstatic enjoyment
Bring ecstasy.
And this allows the heart to bloom even more. Sexual magic is when you do in orgasm, you think of things that you want to wish or create or manifest. In the highest form of Tantra, you think what would manifest for the all? What would bring about the highest omni-win that all beings could be benefited from? And when you open that wide, believe it or not, the primal sexual energies are given more space and permission by the soul level within yourself to even deepen and magnify. So you actually become more sexually potent inadvertently by transcending it. All right, let us take
a new way to look at multiple orgasms.
Yeah. So that takes us into the next pillar of freedom, represented by the pillar traditionally called masculine or Shiva consciousness, going from the earth domain all the way up into the ephemeral or non-dual dimensions of consciousness. So the subtle planes, so gross, subtle, all the way to no thingness, nothingness, okay? And that tends to be the masculine ascent in consciousness. And if you look at many of the teachings that are in Tantra and spirituality, they are about, there's some type of illusionary imprint given. This is illusion, dirty, heavy, soiled, sinful, whether it's east or west, it doesn't matter. That impression is there. And somehow we need to transcend this, because about 90-something percent, 95% of all spiritual traditions have masculine oriented leaders as their origin. There tends to be a predilection towards emptiness being the highest. Whereas the feminine traditions, which they don't have time to go around and be gurus and teach so much, they're serving the world. They don't have time to, they're like, okay, we got people to serve.
We are gurus serving the world.
That's right.
As gurus serving the world.
That's right, right?
True guruship.
Gurus with whole bodies, right? Doing it. So, you know, the key is to get freedom, we have 3 points in this particular way. It's true freedom in our Shiva consciousness is recognizing that you are already free. All Shiva consciousness means that aspect of us that is always here before we were born. It's here now. That'll be present as this form falls away. It's that non-changing, eternal that. And when we're tapped into it, in our depth of it, then what happens is this. The feminine can feel it. So there's greater presence. when I'm pulled away and I'm trapped in all the stuff of the world, my presence could be, oh, I got to finish this. I got to do this task. I got to take care of this. I got to do that. And then
and it hurts, you know, it hurts inside because I want to be felt. I want to be felt. I want to be seen. I want to be held. And hurts inside.
So presence is something that I bring as a gift, not as a burden, as a lover's offering, like roses of the soul is your presence.
Yeah, sure is. And would you like me to speak about the other piece?
We'll do this really quick. Yeah. So presence, and then the next piece that really evokes.
They're all related, by the way. You'll start to see each point is related to the other.
Yeah, that's going to be really cool. You'll see how to work this while you're making love and creating passion all day long. We're going to show you how we do it. Okay, really easily. All right. So presence. The other part is claim. You're mine. You're mine. 35 years still fresh, babe. More than ever. You're mine. And I'm taking you wherever I go. You can't shake it off. I got you.
So that can bring tears, you know, to the feminine part in myself. And it's in this world that's uncertain, to have that certainty, that post that I know that I can rely on has me,
Thank you, love. Presence, claim. And the last one is penetration. And penetration is taking my dharma. What am I here for? What are my gifts? And bringing it into the world. In lovemaking, it's not trying to get into my lady. It's allowing my presence and my claim to already be in her. So I don't need to rush to get into her. There's no rush. There's no, I can like, Goddess, I'm already in you, laid in thick. My heart, my being, my soul. And this is where you anchor yourself with breath. And of course, this is with your lover. It's not with any random person that you exchange penetration of consciousness, but it is with your mission. If it's your business, if you're single, you bring your presence, claim, and your penetration into your business. Not halfway, loosey-goosey, should I not? All this, what do you call it? Vacillation. Vacillation kills relationships. But penetration is unrelenting. It's like a train.
Yeah, I love it. And I'll tell you, and men who are listening, just get that when your woman is anchored, like my whole nervous system is calmed down. I'm calmed down. And to the point where I can travel halfway across the world and feel relaxed, knowing that my partner is already inside of me. I don't have to feel like, where is he? Is he, you know, he's already inside. He's loving me. He's pervading all of me. And so I'm not like scurrying to, if your partner is scurrying to, where are you? I need to talk to you. This, that. It's because you have not entered and anchored her from your soul. It's not just when you're in lovemaking, but when you do, you can tell your partner is a barometer. This is the gift that you are for each other. Your partner is a barometer. So if your partner is out there, like shining her light, serving, doing her work out there in the world, happy, you know, joyous and easily like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with my friends now, or oh, I'm gonna go and feed the hungry, or this or that or the other, and not thinking, oh, I wonder if they're still going to be home. Then you know that you've anchored your love deeply into her.
What this does is it deepens and it roots the lower chakras, and it anchors them to the heart chakra, and it lowers the survival center, the sexual center. It illuminates them, grounds them into reality, not into nonsense, not just into visualization of these areas opening. In real life, you're grounded and you've claimed her. It's not just some, and you've claimed your purpose. Your mission is, Lord, Krishna says to, Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna on the battlefield, you must know that, you must do your purpose. You can't sit on the sidelines. You got to find what your core is and live it, because that's one of the greatest turn-ons to the world, to the feminine. Even if you do a lousy job at it, even if you fail at it, you will find fulfillment in attempting it.
Oh,
and that'll bring you to something else, and that'll refine you and you'll get better at it. But by goodness, it's time to stand up in our presence, our claim, and our heart, soulful, enlightened penetration into the world, more now than ever before.
Mm-hmm.
Which now leads us into
flow. So the flow triangle, imagine, okay, so the freedom triangle is the masculine triangle, and it is based in the earth, but it is going up to the heavens. So that's the destination of the masculine triangle. The feminine triangle, the flow triangle, we're based in heaven. We're based in heaven, and we're interested in coming down to the earth, and earthly matters matter to us, really matter to us. So, okay, so this is how we spin it. This is the combination. I'm going to start from backwards, actually. So you remember penetration, don't you? Okay, so we were speaking of how the masculine penetrates, anchors into their beloved. So if you are a feminine partner, a feminine being, and you're yearning for a partner to like anchor, like enter you so deeply that you're splayed, you just have nothing left, you're just feeling so completely entered. Well, what do they want? We got to think about this, and it works both ways. What do they want? So our gift is the gift of expression. Expression. So if your partner is going all the way, and you are, when you enter me,
See, when she's expressing fully, my presence goes way up. My claim goes way up. My penetration goes deeper. But if she is like, if I'm giving my full presence and she looks like sort of distraught, and the opposite of invitation, like moody or like, you got to earn me. Like, let's say you go the opposite of that, right?
Well, I'm going to get to invitation.
Okay, all right.
We're doing it the other way around
Oh,
this time.
okay,
That's
right.
my expression.
All right, okay, all right.
So already being entered, I feel in my body, I'm malleable, I'm moving. So expression is about movement. And to the extent that we can move and just be this motion of color and texture and voice, the sound is expression. And also expression is not just when you're happy. Expression is staying heart connected and showing your pain as well, but staying heart connected, not staying heart connected like I love you so deeply, and hurts. It hurts when your presence isn't there. It hurts. And I love you so much. You are amazing. You're amazing, and it hurt. Do you see this? So he's present, and he's completely there with me.
When her heart's connected, her expression evokes it all out of me. And where she's coming from. So where you come from is all the difference here.
And expression is, I could take forever to talk about expression. Expression is like keys on a piano. It goes from the light side of cooling energy to like, I can get like this, you know, what is needed in the space? What is needed in the moment? That is our artistry in the feminine. Okay, expression, so much to express about expression. All right, so then the next one, let's go in the other direction. So the next one would be claim. Do you want to be claimed, don't you? You want your partner to know that he's there. Okay, so what is the other side to that? The other side to the combination. If you imagine Latin dancers dancing together, you know, they're fiery, they're amazing, and one comes in and he takes her. Well, for me to surrender from my power is the feminine gift.
So surrender, the deeper she surrenders, it makes me wish to call in a deeper level of claim. If she's just surrendering her body, I want to claim her body. If she's surrendering her soul, I want to offer her my soul force.
And if I'm surrendering my mind, which often happens because we're powerful beings in the world, right? We got to go out and make a life and all of that. If I'm coming back and I'm like this, and he pulls me in, and I allow myself to, from my power, to just let go of my mind.
When you allow yourself to let go of the grip of control in moments of intimacy, a force deeper than personal control can arise. It's the force of ecstatic love. It's the force of ecstatic union. And then union and ecstasy embody your movement and your opening. So those work together. So the more presence I offer her,
I will.
Oh yes, yes.
I let go so much. Okay, so the next one, the more presence that he offers me. Well, let's put it the other way. Let's not wait for him to offer presence. We don't wait for each other. If he gives me presence, then I'll give that. Our gift, the other point to the triangle is invitation. Invitation. So what is invitation? If you imagine those dancers, invitation is, how can I brighten so that do you see his presence, his eyes are here. Brighten, shine your light, move your body. And it's also, beloved, come on home. Come on home.
Yeah.
Home to your heart. I give you water to drink of my heart. I honor you deeply for who you are. And I invite you, my beloved, to come and rest, or to come and play with me together.
Your invitation evokes the depth of my presence with you. The world dissolves.
Your presence makes me want to bring, here's some, I can put this on. It makes me want to rub your back. Your presence makes me, here, water, here, have some water.
And her invitation, surrender, and expression, fully given ecstatically, makes me want to be the man that deserves a woman like this. A man who's moved into his depth. I want to be that. If she's offering me that much trust, I can't be an asshole and offer her bullshit.
Oh, and when he says that, I want to cook you food. I'll climb that tree. I'll pick the mangoes for you. Let's eat it together. Oh, it's just, the idea here is how can, you see, I'm jumping to invite him. He's like, oh, well, with that, I need to be more present. And then I surrender. I want to show him how much I want to let go of control of my mind. I give my mind to him.
Yeah, and when she's really stressed and feeling really like all the forces are pulling at her, her mind's being really activated. She's got to deal with 1,001 masculine things and work all day long. And she's like in her resistance to flow because she's been trained in this energetic of the masculine. Then I could just be deeper in my claim. Babe, shut the computer off now. I love you. Put it off now. Come, let's go for a little walk.
Meow.
Come, let's go for a little walk. Come, let's go for a little walk. Just put that away. You don't need to deal with it now. Come.
Understand this is from our power. A lot of women, when they hear the word surrender, they think, I'm giving up my power. It's not about that at all. Keep your power for when you're in the boardroom. Keep your power for when you're taking care of the kids. But when you're together with your lover, this is about the time where you are one. Give him your mind. He'll give you his surrender. You grow in your surrender and you just let go in that. This is gifting for each other in your intimate moments. And then expression and penetration.
We'll continue. So
we did enough of that.
Yeah, you got the essence. The essence of this is the gifting of each other more than perhaps you feel like giving in any moment.
That too.
And the receiving of each other more than you might feel like in any moment. And it's when you don't feel like it is the beginning of Tantra.
Because it's easy when it's easy.
Up to then, it's all honeymoon. Real tantric development and cultivation of the higher dimensions require you start when you don't want to. So pleasure is the first dimension, and then there's different subtle forms that you cultivate as the oneness and the sense of separation dissolves more and more and more, and you allow yourself to be lived by the goddess, by the Shakti, by union, by love leading you. And which leads us to wisdom, which is the square. It's our castle as lovers, as partners. And that's made up of, one wall of that castle is we always keep learning individually.
Absolutely. It keeps it juicy. You grow together. When growth is a high value for you, what will happen is you'll get younger. You'll get younger, and younger meaning you'll become more vital. You'll be attracted to each other for a lifetime because you're not stuck in your old ways. Growth, learning individually.
And those of you who are here, congratulations.
Yeah.
Whenever and however you're listening to this and watching this, because what's happening is you're saying, I wish to learn and cultivate this capacity within myself, this healing, this multidimensional way of knowing sexuality, because it's the core healing and awakening we need on the planet. We've got missiles, which are basically unconscious cocks aimed at each other right now. Okay, that's what's going on. And we've got, if like in the old days, if you goddesses just closed your legs for probably like 2-3 months, all the war might stop again. Okay, like really, like truly the power of what's going on. I don't know. I mean, the problem is that we have
maybe clarify, close your legs.
Well, that was a crude way of saying it. My apologies for that. I was coming from a mindset of, if I'm this thug and I'm like, okay, and I'm not wanting to, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And
if he is the leader of the world and he's being a thug and he's not willing to listen to what something that would bring more peace and harmony and ecstasy to the world, then I have my ways of making him listen. I have my ways, and we've spoken about that. So this is what he's saying in a light way.
Yes. Thank you, my love, for clarifying. So keep learning. The other aspect of this is have mentors, guides who have walked the path ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
There are so many amazing teachers here. I see Amy here. Of course, there's Wendy here. Very experienced individuals here who are really trained in ways of uplifting your sexuality. Learn from them. Take time. Don't just read from books. That's a great start, but be with them online, in person. Receive from the transmissions what you learn.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
The other side of wisdom is share what you are learning. Don't just be a vessel where you're receiving. Some of you are very seasoned. You have wisdom to share. You've got power to give. Give what you know. Share that. That strengthens wisdom. And then the last wall, so the first wall is self-study. Then we have study from mentors. Be a mentor, a guide. And the last wall is Sangha, sacred community. And what I love about what Wendy has created here is a fostering of individuals. Beautiful here when we have it in person, and here we have more opportunity for people around the world, but coming together in sacred intention and sacred heart, co-sharing different ideas, learning from each other. Me getting a slap for being crude right now, go, okay, I better refine how I say that so it gets it across a little, more with my meaning. Okay, good. That's how we grow with each other. That's how we deepen. That's how we mature as beings with each other. This is the power of sacred community, where you can.
It's about uplifting each other, even in that, the slap, which is slightly true, but in this world, we have such a world where we're not willing to listen to each other, right? And so when we create communities, sanghas, like Satyen was speaking about, we have the opportunity to really hear, take the time and listen for the wisdom. Don't just stop at a word. Someone says something and then everyone gets all tense and worked up. Instead, listen for the deeper meaning. Have the idea that there is a deeper intention going on here, and give people the benefit of the doubt, and that we're all here to uplift on some level. And we grow in the sunshine. This is what the Sangha is about. It's about growing the seeds and producing this beautiful, nourishing crop that we can all benefit from. We can all be nourished by and share with each other. Yeah.
Power, love, freedom, flow, and wisdom. Find out the areas. Power. Power is knowing your higher purpose, what you're here for. That takes you from egoic power to transcendent power in Tantra. What are you here for? Very simple together. Of course, there's your own personal needs and desires. And then power, love, opening the heart, coming into oneness. Freedom, flow, and wisdom. So bless you all. Let's open it up for a few questions, please. If anyone has any questions or shares, it'd be wonderful to connect with you all. And Wendy, if you'd be kind enough to curate the taking of those. Okay, there we go. Amy, do you want to ask it directly on audio?
I do. I would love to ask you, the heightened couple, what you do when you have regular, everyday disagreements. Like, what methods do you do to, when you have those, I think we should do blue and you think we should do red. How do you guys handle that?
Such a loaded question.
That's a
And
great
I ask because
it.
you are that energetic, connected, higher couple. And since I just,
Absolutely. That's a great question. All right. Yeah. Well, first of all, when I'm right, it ends up that she's actually right and I'm wrong. And when she is right, it ends up that I'm
It's
wrong.
recorded, right?
So, So whenever she feels right, it's usually me, right? And whenever I feel right, it's usually her that's right. So if you get that straight, you'll save yourself a lot of egoic heartache, because somewhere along the line, so one of the attitudes, it's an attitude we have, is that we can see each other more than just what I can see myself in each other, because we've been together for this long. And so one of the ways that we first start, the first thing that we do is we remove all attacking language immediately. All the blame, shame, attacking language, we curb it, even though curb it. Better to curb it than just to let it fly. That's number one. Number two, we start with the circle. What are we here for together? Babe, what are we here for together? Ugh, I don't want to go there because my ego's all pissed off. She's done this. She's shrunk my jujitsu gi, you know, and I can barely put it on now. My favorite, whatever, right? What are we here for? Okay, what are we here for? Okay. All right. Then I open my heart. And then she opens her heart with me. So the first offended is the first to start the practice. That's the discipline. The first offended is the first to start the practice of power, love, freedom, flow, and wisdom. It's almost impossible to do at the beginning, but you catch yourself and you get better at it, and you get better at it. And after a while, the moment you even start feeling irritated, see, for me, her irritation now is a sign or an invitation to deepen my leadership in the relationship. Before, it used to trigger me and I want to do something to avoid it. I need space, time out, I need a drive, I need a joint, I need a whatever, right? Now it's, hey, I'm not leading somewhere deep enough. It's my presence, claim, and penetration is somewhere out of axis. So I take the time to find that.
Nice.
And for me, and I found this too, working with a lot of women, is that we internalize our pain. I have for many years, you know, I would be the one that would feel like I can't get my words out. What I really want to say to you is, and I really can't get my words out. So I would suppress that a lot, and it would cause a lot of strife, especially internally. So what I do is I have around me women who I can trust, that will not just say yes to me, but they will listen to me. I can go to them and I can say, you know what, this is, and I take the time away. I do step aside. I do need the time. I do need the space to step aside so that I can be loving, so that I don't blame and shame and all of those things that I want to do. So instead I pull away. I take, you know, sometimes it's an hour, sometimes it's a couple hours, whatever it is that I need to take, depending on what it is. And I go and I sit with my friends who I can trust. And I say, you know, this is what I'm feeling this. And they listen to me. Build around you a group that will just listen to you and hear you and hold you either with words or with, if they can't be there in proximity, but I hold you, I embrace you, and you be that one for them too, that they embrace you. All I need is that, because for me, and here's the key, there is an unbreakable union between us. No matter what, we are coming back together. We will be together. So it just sometimes takes time for me to just go through what I need to, but ultimately I'll come back and I will, you must know who you're with. You must know who you're with, and you must truly, deeply respect and honor and see them as the one that you fell in love with in the beginning, and not lose sight of that. And remember the pieces that we gave you: invitation, surrender, expression, presence, claim, penetration. You have your piece to play. So if he's not being present, means I'm not being inviting. If he's not claiming me deeply, means I'm not surrendering. If he's not fully anchored with me, if I'm feeling like he's not fully there, well, am I being expressive in a way that he can feel my heart? We all have a responsibility, and I'm 100% responsible for the way that I am in relationship, not 50-50. So do what you need to do, dance, take a bath, hang out with your beautiful friends that will support you, and come back and remember your practice. And when you give that, then you'll notice something changes, because when one changes, the dynamic changes.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful, beautiful. We have another question in just a few minutes. So Laura, you're live. Please go ahead and ask.
Oh, thank you. I'm so
This is
moved.
beautiful.
Beautiful. So
Oh.
moved by both of you. And what
I'm moved by you.
I want to cry. I just want to cry. I'm Laura. This is Jason.
Hi.
And we've been together for 8 years, and through many difficult times and all sorts of things. And just hearing your story is, for me, is so enriching and so inspiring, and gives me that place of okay, anything is possible. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've been through hell and high water as well. What we've come up with, these elements, it's from crashing and burning and starting all over again. So I'm so grateful and for your gracious reception of this,
It's definitely moved something really in me. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
So you had a question?
No, it was well, I just wanted to know, really, you said, I don't know if I missed that piece at the beginning. You said you've been together for 35 years. Incredible. And I'm just wondering if your relationship, if you had these tools, how long you've had these tools for, or how long you've been using them for, because it feels like you've both just had them forever and used them forever. But I'd like to hear that.
I was a doorknob with women and how to be with the feminine when I first met her. I learned.
And I was a doorknob with how to be with men also. So we didn't have it all together. We did not know what we were doing. We were blind looking around, but we knew
Traditional East Indian
higher.
background, traditional Jamaican background, conflicting cultures, sometimes backward or old school impressions of what men and women should be. A lot of, good, beautiful aspects of our culture, profound, amazing, and some shadowy stuff as well. And so those come up in relationship. And what we say is if there's something that, that we said, where you get your power is what's bigger than you that you're here for. Keep feeding that. Keep stoking that. That'll give the power to everything else. That'll open up the channels to deal with the unconscious shit that us humans have and carry around all day long, and we project onto each other. That'll take you through those challenging moments. We have a saying, ignite passion first. Everything else can wait. Though, let the world burn. Our kids, everything. If we don't have our passion first, we don't have the juice. And if we don't have that heart strong, we don't have the power to deal with the heaviness and the uncertainty in our surroundings. Find certainty, create certainty, not in the temporal and the temporary, only the eternal. That's the one being living us all.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you both. Blessings.
Anyone else? There's time for, one question, a quick question. Anyone? You've covered so much. Oh, beautiful. Laura, I hear you I just heard you were still unmuted, and I'm touched by your crying. Yeah, they've made me cry a bunch of times. Satyen and Suzanne, what a juicy, beautiful couple. And connecting with the eternal, your emphasis, the way to go, the way to look, the way is so powerful and so beautiful. I've just felt moved. I just flowed with you both through this beautiful hour. Thank you. Thank you.